How do you like being an inauthentic being? This is the way everyone here is perceiving you. How do you like that?
Yeah, I don't like it.
What does it make you feel like as we direct that at you?
A fake.
Yeah, you phony. How do you like that?
I don't like it.
Imagine you, the human, feeling all of those types of perceptions directed at it. Do you think that's love? Do you think that's connective to your source?
No.
No. So how do you get connective? So let's go back into your childhood a little bit. We did some of this yesterday, but we're going to give you the gist of how you find out what it is you are holding and why it is affecting your life in a way that you do not prefer. Yeah?
Yeah.
How did you feel as a child in being able to speak your truth, in being able to let things out in your home? How did that go for you?
Pretty scared of backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you started to hold, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
But you had all those emotions,
Yep.
didn't you, about it? You wanted to be authentic, you wanted to share, but yet you held, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. And so you are doing nothing more than sending out a signal to the divine in the way that you are feeling your experience so that it may cultivate an experience that you prefer. That's what you were doing. And now you move to the judgment, the condemnation, the dislike of self, the inability to communicate, the judgment. That's what the cutting off point is. That's what denies the divine flow from reaching you. If you would just accept the way that you feel as the result of the life experience that you lived, the divine flow would reach you. It would do the transformation for you. You wouldn't have to do anything. You're not expected to all of a sudden become a freedom speaker or one that has the ability to say whatever is on their mind. But the divine has that ability, and it will flow that current right through you. And it will disintegrate your inability to communicate, and you will become the person that you wanted to, all by you loving you in how you created it. All of you here today have to understand one thing, one loving thing, that the feelings that you are emitting are making you more. Not just you, but the universe as a whole. That there is an expanded version of you. It exists at the same time. And so when you finally get this concept and this understanding and the self-love, what it is, I love myself in my free will choice to feel my experience in the way that I feel it. That's what free will is. Once you surrender to it, once you allow that, there's no other work to do. We want to stress this to you today. We want to jam it down your throats, if possible, that you can actually go out and live your lives in freedom and not worry anymore about being positive. Not worry about any of the things that you used to worry about. That you can actually just freely go out and live and love yourself in the way that you are feeling your experience. And you will be transformed and lifted. And it is not like you're going to keep doing stinky things that you don't like to do. That's not what we mean. You will be changed by it. But you, the human, do one thing. You feel your experience. And once you have done that one thing, the divine does all the other things. So this is the concept that we want you to go away with today. That I am free. I am free to live and to feel my experience. And to allow the divine to lift me into higher levels of consciousness where the old choices are no longer there. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't muscle your way in. You don't effort your way in. You don't change your way. You are lifted to a higher level of perception where the things that you choose are different. They're of a higher standard. But that's not by you doing it by effort. And you're going to do, you know what you're going to do by effort? You're going to be condemning, you're going to be judging, you're going to be disgusted, you're going to say you're backsliding because you can't do it. You see. Does that answer your question?
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Anyone else coming up?
What's your name?
Hi. Well, I have a problem and I need your help. I don't remember my childhood. I have flashes, boom, 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 boom. You know, I might remember a memory here, a memory there. But on the whole, it is gone.
Yeah.
And
well, the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? Yeah. How is your life?
now,
Yeah. How do you feel in all areas of your life? Are you satisfied in relationships? Do you have enough money? Do you feel like you're in good health? Do you feel like you can be in your truth and speak what you want to? How's your life going?
well, now, since 2021, it's been getting better and better and better. But,
So there's not one area in your life that could use more satisfaction.
of course,
Well, give it to us.
well, I belong to this unique family that God decided to give to me late in life, and many of them are sitting right here.
Nice job selling it to
Yes.
yourself. It's not one you prefer. Why would you bother doing that? Why wouldn't you just say, I'm in a family that kind of sucks? That I'm
Well,
not
because
preferring?
my family's all dead. I mean, my immediate family is all dead. and I can't ask them what happened to me. Why can't I remember?
Well, we're going to tell you what happened to you by what's happening in your life. What's happening? Where are you
Well,
not satisfied?
I'm becoming more who I want to be now.
Where are you not satisfied?
Um,
Where could you use more fulfillment, more satisfaction, more love?
confidence, belief in
Confidence.
myself.
Yeah.
I'm
we're
working.
getting
I've been
somewhere.
working very hard at that.
Stop
and-
doing that. Yeah. We don't want you working on yourself. We want you feeling your experience. And when you're in your experience, you feel a lack of confidence.
But when you can't remember, and there's so
Stop
many people,
trying to remember. Doesn't matter.
I know it
Your
doesn't
life
matter.
is a reflection of an emotional state. So whether that state came from your lineage, your past life, or the life you're in, it matters not, does it? It matters what the emotional states are. That's
It
all
just
that
kind
matters.
of keeps you a little foggy.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, I'd like to be clear and
You're creating the fog.
yeah,
You are
I know.
clear. Are
I
you
know.
clear about being not confident? Are you clear?
I am.
Yes, you are. So you are clear. You're not clear. You're very
That's
clear.
interesting.
Yeah. And so, how do you feel in not being confident? If we were to announce to the whole group here, and we're going to, yeah, this woman has no confidence.
Oh no!
How do you
Now
like
we're
it?
not there anymore. My confidence level is really going up. I just have to make sure that it doesn't match my mother's. Of it's you're not a good nice person if you're you act
Yeah. Oh,
confident.
there you go. Yeah. What was it about your mother that you? How did she make
Don't
you feel?
remember.
Well, you do remember something. You remember a way of being that you did not prefer that you viewed in her. There's something there to make you say that. Yeah.
Oh, there's definitely.
Can you
something
tell us
there.
what that way of being was?
Before I left home for college, it was a very unpleasant place to live with my mother and me.
Yeah. How'd you feel in that environment?
Unloved, unwanted, like I was a mistake, like I didn't belong, like,
You
know,
were a mistake.
yeah.
You were unwanted. You did
Yeah.
not belong.
Rejected.
No one wanted you. You were rejected.
Yeah.
How do you like all those emotions?
But I don't feel like that now.
Yeah.
I
Well,
let it
it's
go.
because you are blaming your mother for those emotions.
I was,
She's the
yeah,
cause.
yeah. I don't think she deserved it. I chose it. I believe in soul contracts.
Yeah. Well, what is a soul contract really? Other
Well,
than
I think it's that
one
I'm-
living their life experience
Yeah,
and unfolding an emotional status or basis. Yeah.
yeah.
So all of you right now, whether you know it or not, you are rolling out your future lifetimes in the way you're thinking and feeling in every moment that you're in. The people that you will interact with, the places that you will go, the things that you will do in the way that you will feel in them is being cultivated in the now moment. And it's being projected out into your future. And so what is the future? A lot of people will ask us, well, can you tell us this and can we tell us that? And we can say, well, if you keep behaving the way you have been, it's probability that this is the way that it will be. That's what will happen. You will run into that eventually, that forecast or that thing that's out in front of you by how you've been feeling. So how have you been feeling? We're not talking to you individually, but if you have a way of feeling that is continuum in you, then the universe is going to produce a mirrored results or circumstances or situations that are going to bring those feelings to you. You're going to keep seeing them, in other words. And why does it do it? Because it has some really nice things that it would like to give you in connectivity, in flow. And it can't get connected to you until you match it in its divine love. It can't connect unless you love yourself in your experience and the way you're choosing to feel. So you can't get there. Yeah?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
So overall,
Overall.
if you were to pick one area in your life that you could use more satisfaction in, what would it be?
More clarity in what I'm supposed to actually positively do with what I am learning and becoming.
And when you are learning and when you are becoming, how do you feel during that?
Oh, I love it! I'm so excited I can hardly stand it.
Yeah.
I'm just, oh my gosh, it's wonderful.
Yeah. So let that be enough for now.
Oh, okay.
Let that be the connecting point. It doesn't matter whether you are seeking spiritual evolution of your soul or you are reading in your garden. It's the joy, the connection, the love, the appreciation, the gratitude. Those are the things that are causing connectivity. It's not about, we know that many of you enjoy the spiritual path. We're part of it, so we're not poo-pooing it. But what we want you to understand is that there are many avenues that one can pursue that are connective. It is not just spiritual practice or spiritual education. It's not all that it is. The soul aspect of you, whether you know it or not, came here to operate in union with you. A lot of people get on a spiritual path and that's all they want to do. They eat, sleep, drink, and breathe it, and they do not go on with their physical life. They don't care as much about expressing as a human. The divine part of you wants to express itself as a God who is human. It wants to merge with you. It wants to show you the power that you have to create the realities that are so satisfying to you. And it wants to see itself in form. That's what it really wants. So we would tell you that being on a spiritual path, yeah, it's a great thing, but you're all connected. Every single one of you that is emoting is connected to your source. That is your communication. The feeling that you have between you and you, that's the divine. What we really teach is the observation of oneself, because when you bring in the observer, that is the divine. It is pure consciousness. It's awake. It's knowing how it's feeling because it knows that's how it creates. So when you say, look at me, the human who is emoting unconsciously, suffering, not even knowing it, but still creating. But when you invite the divine aspect of you to come in and view you in your experience, it's going to assist you. That high vibration is going to come in and start to break up that negativity. Remember, you're the feeler and the releaser. You're not the one that gets rid of it. So many of you go out in your practice and you try to change what you're feeling. You say, I don't want to feel that anymore. I got to get rid of it. I'm too negative. I don't think that's a good thing. That's not true. You're expanding every second to the better. That's what's true. And so when you can finally get that understanding that I can just start to observe myself when I don't feel good, and that's enough. That observer will penetrate your field, and that changes everything. Robin has used this tool at night when she can't go to sleep sometimes. She's had some problems here, I'll tell you. Yeah? She's not done this before, so she's glad that we are now in taking the show over. Yeah. So what we want you to understand is that if you just view yourself, I'm worrying right now, because the circumstance and the situation, which you think is the problem, by the way, is not the problem. The problem is the emotion. It's an emotional basis that you have that is bringing up the thoughts, the feelings, the things that are keeping you awake. Everyone is blaming it on something else. Something's real. Something's actually happening that's causing you to feel this way. Someone was rude to me. Someone cut in front of me. Someone did something. That's not what it's about. It's about what is evoked in you when those things occur. That's why they're occurring. So when you can't sleep at night, you notice, I'm worrying. You don't say, I'm worrying for good reason. You don't say, I've got this situation. You don't blame the situation. You don't blame the people. You realize, I got something in me that's making me worry, you see. And so when I'm worrying, what does the universe do? Well, how about that? Try on worrying about your son. How about worrying about you're going to run out of money? How about worrying about your health? It will start to offer you things, what you call negativity, that match what it is that you are drawing on your emotional basis, you see. Did we answer your question in thoroughness?
I guess so. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but yeah, I got it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay,
Nicole
well,
has a question for you right down there.
here, you can use the mic.
Hello, thank you so much. Can you please talk about chronic pain in terms of the context that we have here, being stuck and getting unstuck?
Yeah.
For example, when I am around these types of events or experiences, the chronic neuropathic pain that I feel in my spinal cord is minimized. And then when I'm home in the Bay Area of California, my pain levels seem to rise.
Yeah. Well, when a human starts to recognize that they're having discomfort or pain in their body, and it could start out that way first, discomfort, pain. But we want to go back a little bit, because what's going to happen first is there's going to be a lot of negativity or emotions that are going to be circulating in your field before you ever start experiencing that pain. The pain is kind of the secondary result of a lot of negativity that's building up. And we talk a lot about the energy centers, because emotions are something that is contained within the vessel if you are not feeling and releasing. Certainly, you know, you have to eat and release. Yeah, you have to drink water. You have to eliminate. And so your emotions are much the same. As you start to believe that outside influences are the cause of what is making you suffer, you hold the emotion, because the universe knows that that's not the case. The reason the situation is coming is because you have something in you, and it's signaling you by giving you that reflection so that you can release it, go on to other things, and then it can flow to you what it has created by what you have felt. So when you tell us that you've had some pain, then we say you've had an emotional basis that went on for a long time until the universe upped the ante. has to bring you something that you can't ignore, something that's a little bit louder. And when a human ignores that long enough, up the ante, yeah? Now they have a condition. They actually have a problem, something that they have to deal with. But this all comes from the field slowing down. The energy centers that you have are spinning devices. They are actually drawing in their divine energy from your source. They create vitality, passion, and excitement in life. When a human starts to hold a lot of emotion, and when they get older, they'll say they're just old. Well, a lot of them are containing a lot of negativity. They're containing a lot of life experiences that they have not let go of, that are built up in their field. The energy center actually slows down. It stops bringing in that vital life force energy. And once that happens, the opportunity for pain and disease sets in. That's what actually occurs. I don't know whether that answers your question. Well, in some degree, we will answer it a little bit further. So when you come here, you release a lot of negativity. You're joyful, you're excited, you are expectant. You move into the vibration that matches your source, and therefore the pain lessens, and you start to have more divine life force energy coming into you. We know that a lot of other people who channel like to talk about manifesting and tell you to do it certain ways, but the best way that you can manifest is just by coming into alignment with yourself, is by knowing yourself. This is what it was meant in the Bible when it said to know thyself. To know what I hold within myself that is creating my experience. Once a human gets this information, they can start to love themselves and understand why they have chosen the way that they feel. And have some compassion and understanding for themselves. It's difficult to be a human. And then in this way, allow the flow. Now we're allowing again to reach them in this self-love that they are directing towards their human experience. And they just become a match to source. And that's where the flow of the health, the good things come, you see. Does that answer your question?
Yes, very much so. Thank you. That was clear.
Okay. Who else has a question?
This lady in the back. I'm looking for perhaps a little guidance to make sure I'm going in the right direction. I have a nonprofit that I set up with a partner for the benefit of helping, the children and the people in the community. And yet I feel like I'm a little stuck. And I'm hoping for some guidance on helping unstick me so I can help move it forward.
Can you give us a little more description on how you're stuck or where you're stuck?
I think I'm finding that there are other things like, work generating income that take time away that I would prefer to be moving the nonprofit forward.
Okay.
So
So
I
you found
think-
an area of the business that you find to be a little dissatisfying, the idea that you have to generate income in order to actually produce a result. Yeah?
Yes,
And you would rather be more just being the one that's producing the result.
correct.
Yeah, we understand. Yeah. And so the only way that a human can make themselves in alignment, because that's what we're trying to do, yeah? So what you yourself are creating opportunities or possibilities for yourself, let's use that, yeah? And so as you decide that you are doing this nonprofit, it's something you care about, it's something that you love, you actually have a couple of choices. And one of them is you have to go out and raise the money, and you don't really like it, yeah? And so what would the other choice be? To hire someone to do it, or to not do it and not even do the nonprofit? That would be another choice. When you hear all those choices, which one would you choose if you had to?
Well, I want to move it forward. I really do feel that I have a lot to offer. There's a lot of healing and help that can go on that I feel I can help with.
Okay, so you've chosen it.
I've chosen it.
Yeah. And so can someone else earn the money?
Probably.
And why have you not chosen that?
Didn't think about it that way. I always have felt that it is relying on me to do it.
Yeah. Well, as you agree to something, it is relying on you. Yeah. But as you make a decision, and as you decide to farm that out or give that out, as long as you can come into alignment with it, you have many options. One option could be you continue to raise the money, and then you look at how much you don't like to do it, and then you weigh it against the benefits of it, and then you decide to surrender to it. You decide to not think negatively about it anymore, because you know the result that you are producing by it is well worth your efforts. That's one way, yeah? And the
Yes.
other way is, I could just decide I want to be in this happy, fulfilled, loving, grateful state all the time, and I can't really get that congruency while I'm raising the money, so I'm going to let someone else do it, yeah?
Mhm.
What feels better in those two choices?
Okay.
Which one does?
I'd rather have somebody else do it so that I can actually do the work.
Then get someone else.
Okay.
And then when you get someone else, don't worry about the cost. Don't worry that you're not doing it anymore. Don't worry about not trusting them as they do it. You have to get into alignment. You must be congruent. You guys all think that there's a right choice and a wrong choice. There isn't. There's one choice that you get behind, and your energy pushes a result that is satisfying towards you. So when you choose something, when you stay in a crap marriage, for example, because of the children and the house and the finances, we've heard it all, yeah, then you better decide to choose it. You better decide that it's worth that to you. And then you better look at everything that you love about that person that can make you congruent with your choice. If you go into that relationship every day hating it and condemning it, you're going to suffer in all areas of your life. Because that energy is going to pass through all your energy centers. And not only are you going to feel that same emotion of irritation and disgust there, but the universe is going to start to hit you in other areas too. Because why? It wants you to get congruent. It wants you to align to it. And it will never stop trying to get your attention. You see.
Thank you so much.
We have another question out there. Lady right here.
I had an aura photo today, and it says that some of the chakras are low, and I was wondering, do you have any advice about how to increase the energy or how to fix a chakra that's low?
Well, we would like to teach you to be able to detect whether your system is low by yourself.
Yes, I would like that too.
We think it is great that you got the picture. You can actually go through your energy centers and start to feel them and start to know within yourself whether you have a problem with energy or not. Yeah. As one decides to be a conductor of light, that's what you all are, whether you know it or not. You have the ability to draw light force energy into yourselves. That's what you are. You are light beings. And you either deny the light from entering, or you are awakened and light comes in. That's what awakening is. Enlightenment is what they call it. Yeah. We don't really like that word. We just know that when a human is open, they receive the flow of the divine. And they become awakened to their own power. And they are able to get answers for themselves, draw conclusions very quickly, and feel very connected in their experience. But they're allowing it all. They're doing all of it, you see. And so we would like you to be able to do the practice that we taught in our workshop, and very briefly, not to take up too much time, but actually imagine that there's light coming down in through your energy centers, and that you are breathing into each one of them, pulling that light force energy, that you are directing it. You're the director of energy. Did you know that? You have the ability to pull it into your field. It will answer your command as you focus on it. As you start to draw energy into energy centers that are containing blockages or becoming sluggish or slow, they will begin to throb and pulse after a couple weeks of doing that practice, because there's no room for it. The energy is pushing up against a lot of emotion that is stored in that center. And you will start to be the observer, the knower, the feeler of yourself. You won't need anyone to tell you. It's something that is very perceivable once you start doing the practice. As you continue to focus on that center, you're sending out a signal to the divine, get in here and clean this out for me. That's what you're actually doing. And in time, like a clog in a drain, it will be removed and the energy will start going through the rest of the energy centers. It's not uncommon when one has a heavy blockage in one center that it starts to transfer down into the rest of the system. It doesn't want to stop completely, because that's where your health and wellness is. It's where your passion for life is. It's not trying to hurt you or harm you. It's trying to alert you I'm low on energy, you see. And you have the ability. All of you have the ability to be able to transfer light into yourself and therefore raise your vibration and become more connected to your source as you do it. This is what activates the Kundalini energy, by the way. As that vibration rises and as that speed of the center starts to be able to hold more light force energy, the three lower energy centers that used to just contain the Kundalini energy, that were maybe more the egoic state, as you would refer to it, you start to expand up into the greater and higher centers because of that room or space that you are actually making within the vessel for that to occur. That's what's actually happening. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Do we have any other questions? This lady right here in the blue.
So I came last year to this retreat and it just completely changed my life. But when I got back home, now I'm just not at all interested in the mundane things. How do I live? I mean, it's like, I don't want to talk about silly things, and don't want to be around silly people, and it's just I'm finding it hard to exist.
Yeah. Well, some people will describe that a little bit as the dark night of the soul, or a human when they get on a spiritual path and they're moving towards enlightenment and they're bringing more light force energy into themselves, they will go into a period of time of dying off, of an actual shedding of what used to be satisfied. That comes back, by the way. Robin went through that too. Yeah, the zest for life, the enthusiasm for life, the ability to not be aggravated by as many people. All of those types of things start to improve once the body becomes more fluid or enlightened by the light force energy that comes into it. But in the beginning, when a human is first opening up in their spiritual development, they automatically, and please don't take this personally, it's the only way that we can describe it to you with some form of accuracy, but a human will move to judgment of others. They will decide certain people they don't want to be around, certain things they just don't like anymore. They have a lot of judging and condemning. And this is a very normal process, and we would like you to surrender to it, like everything else we tell you to surrender to. Because this bobbling, this coming out of the third energy center and moving up into the fourth energy center of love, of appreciation, of gratitude, there's going to be some bobbling. There's going to be some up and down. So the judging and condemning that you are feeling, that you are thinking others are the cause of, it's outside of me now again. Someone else is not doing for me what they used to. So I'm having a little bit of a judgment or condemnation about someone that I'm associated with. But it's really within me. It's my own judgment, condemnation that I'm being showed, that's being lifted a little bit at a time. Once that gets moved out of the field, you will move into this new direction of where you can find something satisfying and something to appreciate in every person you come across with. We're not saying that you're not going to have certain ones that you prefer more than others to be around. But that feeling of needing to get away from something or avoid something in order to feel balanced yourself will eventually drift out of your field, you see. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Do we have any other hands with questions?
Could you recap a little bit about the Kundalini awakening, because I missed that the other day?
Yeah. What do you want to know about it now?
Well, how do you actually do it?
Yeah.
Awaken your Kundalini.
First and foremost, you understand that it is a universal consciousness that every human has. It sits at the base of the spine. When a human comes into the experience of expressing in form, they condense their energy down into the base of their spine. That's the life force energy that sits down there at the base of their spine. The body isn't really ready to house that amount of electric energy or vibrational energy. Let's use that term. And so as you start to realize or come to a point where you start to run into people or come across the information about Kundalini energy, that's a stimulant. Anything that recognizes it is actually starting to stimulate it. That energy starts to be antsy or want to move. So as you start to do a practice of focusing on that energy and breathing into your energy centers and then bringing that energy up as you do it, as you are imagining this practice, you actually start to expand the energy within yourself. One of the things that we caution people, and it's one of the things that we do in activation sessions, is it is a good idea to move through the self-observation of how you're feeling in all areas of your life prior to really focusing on trying to raise that energy. Because what will happen is the energy will respond to you. It will respond to anyone. It will respond to people who want to use it to do harm, and it will respond to people who wanted to use it for spiritual advancement. It will do either. It is not. It is a magnetism. It is a spreading energy that it's not judging. It's just activated by your desire. So anyone can raise their Kundalini energy, and there are many that were running cults and such that actually did that, that actually drew lots of large numbers of people to them because they had that magnetism, they had that energy activated. So once you really understand that through your will and through your intention, you can raise that energy, but to be cautionary about it. Spend some time in self-observation in how you are in all areas of your life. How am I in my intuition and my ability to perceive and to know what it is that I'm supposed to do intuitively? How am I in my communications with others, and how well do I allow others to be in their truth and what they think and feel? How am I in all of my relationships? How am I in my need to control things, or are others controlling me in my experience? How am I in my physical expression and form? That would be in the sacral center. Do I feel uninhibited? Do I feel like I can sing, I can dance, I have full sexual expression? All of those things come from the sacral center. Then if you move down to the root, this is your money center. A lot of people think it's a bad thing to want money. Well, money is energy. Money is what you exchange to have the experience that you came here to have. And the minute that you desired, that you wanted something, the universe created it. And it also created the money for you to do it. Did you know that? But you must align to it. You must recognize that alignment, getting into alignment to what you've chosen. That's why we wrote the book, Choose Your Universe. Choose, and then align to it. Don't choose and hate it every day. Don't choose and say it's the only choice I had, because there's always another choice. There's something you've decided that's worse than the one that you took. So you must get yourself to this balancing place, this congruency place, because that's what actually lifts the negative energy out of your field. Now when you go to the focus and you raise the Kundalini, you can avoid the dark night of the soul. You can avoid the onslaught of experiences that match what are held in your energy centers, because that's what actually occurs. If you've had a lot of sadness in your life and you have not observed yourself in why you chose to feel that way, and then accepted and surrendered to what was felt and loved yourself in your choice, send out that emotion, that energy is going to be contained in the center, and the universe is going to flash one experience after another that's going to be reflected in making you feel sad. So the work, if you want to call it work, is just knowing yourself. I just observe myself. I watch what it is that I feel as I live my life. Did I say you try to change anything? That you condemn, that you judge, that you regret? No. I just use the practice of self-observation, and I employ the divine to flow through me as I do that. And I start to notice, I'm just not sad anymore. I just don't have people coming around me that irritate me. I just all of a sudden start having money flow in from places I never thought that it would. And I'm at first surprised by it, but then I'm electrified by it. Then I realize, wow, I'm actually doing this. I'm actually focusing in a direction and creating an experience for myself to arrive right at my door. Everything that you have ever wanted or ever desired, it is instantly created the moment that you have an emotive feeling, whether it is lack or it is a lovely feeling. The universe doesn't care. It is receiving you and lifting you to the level of which it vibrates at. And that's what it's delivering on. And so you have to get this understanding that when you think you have to run out and look for the lover, when you think you have to run out and look for the money, it's not really the right practice because it's already created. You have to look within yourself that's preventative of what you want arriving. That's how you get it into your experience. You see. Alan, did that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more to it with practices and all that, but that's a really nice sort of beginning.
Well, is there really? Have you heard of the people that have walked out the door and fell on their tailbone and activated their Kundalini? Have you heard about the people who didn't know what it was?
Yes,
and it
I have.
activated?
Yes,
Yeah?
exactly.
So it doesn't require a lot of work. We would like you to get rid of that perception or belief, or for you it would require work.
No, I've had it
Yeah.
happen for me. And
Did
it's
you
been-
work hard?
No, actually, I felt like I caught it from someone else who had an activation. I felt that activation in me. Yeah, really. It was contagious.
Absolutely. It can be caught, but let me tell you how it's caught. It's caught in an aha moment of, I'm just like them. I'm the same.
It was a more a body thing, from body to body almost like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
But
there-
your perception or belief is that that would work.
Yeah, well,
Yeah? And so it is the perception or the belief. Some people believe the breathing practice will work. Robin did, and it did work, yeah? But there are many things that work. But once again, it's your alignment to what you have chosen that creates the power in that engine. Yeah.
yes.
That's
yes,
what happens.
Yes.
Do we have other questions in the audience?
I mean, there's always something more.
Oh, this lady right here in the front.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, hi.
So how do I love myself without effort?
Yeah. Well, this is the question that Robin asked herself all the time. What is self-love? Self-love is, I surrender to free will. That's your choosing. What have you chosen? Have you chosen to be sad? Have you chosen to be angry? Have you chosen to be vengeful? All of those emotions, that deck of cards that's in front of you, all of them are acceptable choices. None of them are good or bad or right or wrong. But the human, this is when you know you're asleep. When the human is judging the emotion as part of themselves, as they become that emotion. They have gone to sleep, but they're still creating. And so the universe thinking, uh-oh, stuck, this one's stuck in that emotion. Let's start bringing more experiences. Let's put the pressure on. More mirrors, more things that make her feel that way so that she can just let go. Sometimes you can't let go, and then you have to also surrender to not being able to surrender. for some reason. This is stuck in me. I can't get rid of my anger. I can't get rid of my hate. I can't get rid of my jealousy that I have. Then you have to go with what the human is feeling, don't you? Observe it. Bring the divinity part of you in to observe what the interaction is. And this is how you get that out of your energy center. You see? Observe. Yeah? Don't try to change it. Don't regret it. Don't judge it. Don't condemn it. Just live your life. Yeah? But be awake to it. Do you know the difference between being awake and being asleep? To be actually seeing yourself in exactly the way that you are feeling and thinking, as opposed to thinking you're that you're feeling and thinking. It's two different ways of being. Yeah? And once you get this understanding of awakeness, of awareness, of the observation of what the human is experiencing and of the honorment of it, by the way, it's a difficult thing. This is what creates the flow connection. This is what actually starts to move that out of your field.
You just said it was a difficult thing, so it sounds like effort.
Well, it depends how you want to look at it, yeah? Do you have a difficult thing? You don't have to tell us what it is. Do you have one? An emotion or something going on in your life that you find difficult?
Yes.
Yeah. So as you get yourself into that feeling, can you give us the feeling?
What does it mean?
What is the feeling that you want to get rid of? That you want to love, that you can't love?
Well, the emotion would be rejection, I think, perhaps. I'm not sure what kind of feeling that elicits. Wanting to run away?
Yeah. Unworthiness, want to hide, not be seen.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And so when you feel rejection, you know that you're asleep when right away you feel like it's valid. There's something wrong with me. I am being rejected for good reason. That's you being asleep. The divine would never agree with you in a negativity or something that was of a lower tone. So that's how you pick up the signal, I'm asleep right now. So as you start to move into unworthiness, when you feel rejected, then you ask the divine to view you in your unworthiness, in your feeling not good enough, in your feeling not included, in your feeling of being left out, unworthy, sad feeling that you have. Yeah? And as you invite that observation of yourself, you move out of the unconscious state that you were in into consciousness. The divine part of you is consciousness, awake and aware of itself. The human aspect thinks that there's a circumstance, whether it be themselves or someone else, that is the cause of the emotion. It's not. It's an emotional basis that's been in the line for a very long time, that they've carried either in with them or that they've produced themselves in the life that they were living.
Thank you.
Anyone else with a question? This lady over here in the back.
Oh.
My question is, what do you do when you feel like you truly know opposites? I truly know that I'm on the right path, and at the same time, I truly know that I am possibly being stunted or even umbrellaed by something on that, by that path. It's like I'm on this path, yet I feel like I'm not supposed to be on it. Maybe I'm supposed to be somewhere else. But I feel like I'm supposed to be both, but I'm only one.
Yeah, yeah. And so when you look at both of those opportunities that you have, yeah. So what's making you think that the one that you are choosing, there's this other one knocking on your door a little bit, the one that you are choosing, what's making you choose that? What is making you think that's the right choice?
I just have I have a whole lot of reasons, logically, but I have this gut intuition.
But those reasons are
feeling.
outside of self, aren't they?
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
they're not you. They're
Right.
circumstances, situations, people, things that are pulling you.
Yes.
Yeah? And then you have this other thing, this you thing, yeah,
Yes.
that's pulling you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what we're getting at?
No.
You're doing the right thing, the responsible thing, the expected thing,
Yes.
the thing that those in your life expect from you, yeah? And you can't face not doing that. And the divinity part of you perhaps has a different view. of you, and of what you should be doing, and of what would satisfy you in the way that it would flow to you, yeah?
Yes.
Did you have something further?
Yes. Sorry, I don't want to waste any time.
There's no waste of time. Did you have a further question?
I did, but I've lost it now, so thanks. If it comes back up, I'll say.
You want us to go get it for you?
Yes, please? Because I just assumed get it answered and get it done.
How do I get enough strength or power within myself to actually explore the other opportunity? Yeah?
I've been able to explore the other side at times. I'm able, it's a unique situation where I've been able to hop back and forth every year for at least a decade, every 1 or 2 months. I'm solidly one way or I'm solidly another way, and now I'm only solidly one way and I feel cut off from the other one, and I don't wanna.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But the reason for your choices are not yours alone in the one that you have chosen. Yeah?
Mhm.
That's what's making you feel trapped or
I guess, I suppose you're so, I suppose you're right. I thought that it was coming from me. I feel like I'm aligned with how other people think.
do you feel alive right now? Does this
I
feel
feel
like
a little,
alignment?
I feel like if there was a, no,
Yeah.
thanks.
Alignment will always feel like joy, happiness, connectivity. It will never feel sad. It will never feel forced, efforted, as though someone else is choosing for you. It won't feel that way. Yeah. But there are things that are sometimes stored within human from their life experience and what they viewed in their parenting and upbringing of what is expected of them and the way that they should live their lives. That's in there, yeah. And so, rather than, here's the thing. Oh, we can't wait to give you this. Are you ready? Yeah? Here's the golden ticket for you. The universe has made a solution. Did you know that? The
Okay.
solution is made independent of what you are doing. And so here you are, sad and disconnected, because you think that you need to make a choice. But all you need to do is align to the choice that you're taking presently. And the real solution will arrive effortlessly. The clarity, the knowing, absolutely what you are supposed to do will
Right.
actually just flow right into your experience without you doing anything. Remember, we told you it was already created. The universe is a solution maker. Yeah, that's what it is. The ribbon, this is what happens to Robin. She sits down and thinks, hey, I need a podcast, give me one, yeah? They say, hey, well, start thinking about something. Have a thought, yeah? Give us something to go on so that we can create a solution for you. That's what actually occurs. And so we would tell you that right now, your belief or your perception in the way that you conduct yourself as a woman and as a human is compelling you to stay in a situation that you're not fully wanting to, even though you're doing it, yeah? But that doesn't matter. You can just connect into yourself where you are. You can just give yourself permission that you know the universe has made a solution for you, and that if I can release the resistance I'm holding in what I'm participating in by aligning to what, can you just tell us why you are continuing in what you are continuing in? Can you give us that?
Well, I'm married, and I have questioned. I feel like when he asked me to marry him, that I started. My feet just started walking without me.
Yeah, yeah. Sounded like a good thing to do. Yeah,
Right, it did.
yeah, yeah.
And now
It's
I feel
okay.
like I want to be the loving person, and I want to think
Yeah.
that the universe put us together.
So
And
stop for a moment, because you know what's happening right now. You're distancing yourself from yourself. The signal that you're getting in the way that you're feeling negativity is a signal from the divine counterpart of you. It's not about anything that's true. It's not true. It means that all it means is that, hey, I've created something so grand out of every single thing that you've suffered through, and when you sit there and think that way, I just keep drifting away because I can't float to you. I can't meet you in the way that you're feeling. Yeah? And so the universe isn't judging. You're doing that. and condemning. Maybe people in your life would do that. But the universe isn't judging. It's not condemning. It's wanting to gift you with a solution. It's wanting to saying, hey, the reason you're feeling sad, it's yelling, hey, I got something for you. Yeah? But all you need to do is accept what you've chosen and know yourself and love yourself in what it is that you've chosen. But you started to regret, you started to feel sad, you started to feel as though you're trapped. All of those emotions that are coming up are not accepting of what your life experience has caused you to feel. Yeah? So for now, when you're not ready to move, view yourself in what you have chosen and try to be as congruent with it as you can. But what we're going to tell you what's going to happen is eventually, when you people don't want to move out of dysfunctional relationships or jobs or any other of living arrangements that you are in, the negativity just keeps hanging around. It just keeps eating at you. And then the rest of your experience starts to be dimmed because of it. And so you either have to find out a way to make peace with what you've chosen. Does the peace mean that you are stuck with it? It does not. It means that I'm creating an opening in feeling better, in aligning to my source so the solution can arise. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stay with this man permanently. It doesn't mean that. It means that I'm smart enough to know that the solution can only flow by me creating some type of congruency in the way that I'm feeling my experience. And so how can you do it? Well, you can do it by, first of all, not condemning and judging yourself, just by viewing yourself and what you feel in the other choices that you have. And don't move to judging, don't move to condemning. It's just a feeling. It's something that's going through you. And so you just look at it and you observe it. And then you keep thinking, oh, I wonder what the divine is creating by what I'm feeling. You're all becoming more. Did you know that? Even when you're suffering, it's getting better and better and better. That's what's occurring. That's what's occurring in your world. A lot of people want to talk about how bad it is and how bad it's going to get. But there is an alternative mass conscious creation that exists. And until everyone can start to view it in their belief of it and their perception of it, you cannot bring it. It'll just slide right into this reality. You come right in alongside of it. No one's going anywhere. And the same thing would happen to you. That reality of where the perfect solution is would just slide right in. It would come in. Yeah? But when you start thinking as a human, I'm confused, I don't know what to do, I've got to figure this out, I've got to make a move, I've got to change something. Yeah. Remember, we said the human does one thing. We don't remember if we told you that or not, but that's what it does. It does one thing. It feels its experience. It does not cultivate the experiences or the solutions. The divine does that for you. So when you are starting to think about what you need to do, when you start going through those things in your head, that's your disconnecting point. That's your sadness. It's not about your situation. It's about you thinking that you as a human are the creator, and you're not. You're the sender of the signal in what you prefer, but the divine is the creator. It's the one that flows that opportunity to you. So don't think you have to go out and figure it out. You don't have to. You have to come into some kind of a good feeling. And if you can't come into that good feeling in the relationship you're in, then go to some place in your life where you do feel good, where you can feel a sense of connection or appreciation or gratitude. And when you feel something negative in your experience in regard to your relationship, acknowledge it. If you try to change it, you're going to blow that shit up. That's all you're going to do. You have to allow yourself to let it out. You have to express what you're feeling. And once you do that in awakeness, the divine will come in and help you. It will assist you in making peace with what you have chosen, and eventually you will reach a time where alignment is enough that the solution will arrive all on its own. You won't need to go out and disrupt your life to do it. You see?
Yeah, thank you.
This lady in the center.
One last question, I think we have time for.
Bring it on. Yours better be good.
I'm not sure. Yeah, so could you provide any tools or guidance on how to navigate the unknown? Because I've seen like my life in the past, it was like a lot of expectations set on me, or like that kind of like a path that is like you kind of see the dead end.
Yeah.
So it's bland, and that's not something I want. I just want a way to navigate and flow with and like create in the unknown? Like, do you have any guidance on that?
So if we are understanding you correctly, you come from a lineage or a way of being where everything is planned out, the education, the marriage, the life. Yeah?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. I understand. Yeah. And so what you need to do is start to really feel your experience in the way that you feel it. It's a little bit like what this one's going through. Yeah, she's got a lot of pressure, outside pressure of how she should be and what she should do, and how she should love someone, whether she loves them or not. Yeah, and you're a little bit the same way. The expectations that others have put on you have clouded your ability to listen and feel yourself in your experience. Yeah, and so it's to really figure out, how do you want to feel? What is the preferred way of feeling that you really like? What is it when you do something that makes you feel so much better than having things mapped out by someone else, or a path already drawn in a direction that you don't know if you have done yourself or even like the feel of? Yeah. So what it is for you to design within yourself, how do you want to feel in your experience? What is it that, as you observe others, that you add to your universe? Because whether you know it or not, every time you focus on something, every time you look at something that is surrounding you, and you feel something about it, it sucks into your universe. It's going to start showing up. And then dependent upon how you're feeling, whether you are feeling really good or you're feeling really not good, those things are going to come in. The mirrors are going to start to come to you. They're going to be expressed. And so it's for you to decide, where are you allowing your focus to go, and how do you feel as you do it? When you are adding something to your universe, make sure you like it. Now, we don't want you to be upset if you look at something and perhaps it is negative and it's not something you like. That happens, yeah. But to really start to be cognizant, I'm actually picking up things and adding it to myself. That's what I'm actually doing. And you can't get them out, because once the universe is expanded and you have expanded, those things exist for you. So they're all circling you like satellites. So depending on your mood or your vibrational level, what's going to come into your experience based upon what you individually have focused on is what you have access to. You've got an individual universe that's yours alone. And then you have the mass consciousness that you can look out into and decide if you want to pick and choose from that and add it to your own personal universe. There can be those that are in chaos all around the world, and then there can be you in your universe that's not experiencing that same way in how you feel. It's all about feelings. So you may not be in disarray. You may not have financial difficulty. You may not be able to sell your house, where maybe others are in a period of time where that is actually going on. But we don't ever want you to lose sight of the fact that when you observe something, whether you are afraid of it or whether you love it, you are adding it to your experience, you see. So what do you want to add? You have all these things others have added in what's the right way. What do you want to add in the way you want to feel? What is it that you love? What is it you want to feel more free? You want to feel more impulsive. You want to feel less fear, because you are fear. Oh, this is you now, yeah? You are very afraid that if you don't follow that path, that the I told you so's are going to come, and that you're actually not going to become what you were supposed to become. What do you think of that?
That's good. Yeah, I had additional question. Like, you mentioned like the state of feeling, focus on the state of being, but sometimes like that state fluctuates. So how do you increase the baseline so that the state of being is higher than you were before?
In self-observation, the divine flow will enter you, and the basis is going to change. The frequency of the conflicting feelings is going to decrease, and it's going to become one more of a higher level, or a more balanced level. That's actually going to occur automatically through the self-observation. Anything that's coming up to you that you would deem negativity, or a repeated habit, or a worry, or a fear, because you have a lot of those from your parenting and from your lineage. So any kind of a fear or a negativity that comes to you, you're just to allow that. You can't try to rush it out or deny it, let's use that term. You have to just view it. You have to just know that, oh, you know what you're doing? When you're thinking about living a life that's different than those that raised you, expected you to, you have to move through these fears. You have to move through these angst and these worries and these things. And so when you think to yourself as a human, I'm going to go a different way. I'm not going to follow that path or that old way that everybody's expecting me to. So what does the human do? It starts to kick out everything that is within you, in your field, that's actually going to create trouble for you. Oh, it might not work, you might not have enough money, you might find down the road you've done the wrong thing. So the human's going to hand you on a silver platter the preventative things of you getting the success in going the new way. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it. So it's pretty much like observe observe, feel, and focus in the direction that
You don't even need to focus. You just observe yourself in the way that you feel. And you know that the universe is doing nothing more than coughing up contradictory thoughts and feelings to what you're preferring to choose. That's all it's doing. Doesn't mean they're true. Doesn't mean they're going to happen. It just means, hey, you better look at these things. They're not really in alignment with the choice you're making. That's what negativity is, by the way. You don't want to get rid of that. Who doesn't want data about what they're holding to help protect them in their experience on getting what they want? Why would you want to get rid of it? Why would you not just accept it and say, thanks for that? Thanks for letting me know that I'm holding all these things that are going to be contradictory to what I'm about to choose. That's all negativity is, you see. Yeah. I've been poked in the side here by this one, it's her job, that we are reaching the end of our exchange today. We are most grateful for the opportunity to have moved with you today, and we hope that someday we see you all again.
Join us for our 10th anniversary celebration during our 2025 Sedona Ascension Retreat, celebrating a new humanity uniting and a new earth arising, featuring the world's most renowned spiritual teachers, best-selling authors, and award-winning performers. Our retreat includes a dozen indoor workshops and 8 outdoor journeys into Sedona's Vortex sites, as well as a Native American performance by world champions, the Sinqua family. Enjoy on-stage presentations.
All crystallized seed at the center of that orb of light is your physical mind.
So today we'll be talking about religion versus spirituality, because I think there needs to be a clear line drawn between the two to get a better understanding.
This path that we're all on has been well mapped. The science is established, and what we are doing today is recovering it.
I am your host, Suzanne Ross, and I invite you to join us for our 10th anniversary celebration. Just visit SedonaAscensionRetreats.com. Reserve your seats today. I'll see you in Sedona.
I love every single one of you with all of my heart. I mean it. I mean it. I love you and you and you and you and you and you and you. Thank you so, so, so much.